Contreras.
So you're back.
Yep, I'm ready for the next task.
All right, I need you to pass something off to a merchant. The guy's name is Price. The exchange goes down at Miguel's pawn shop at Westside. This next bit is very important. He's paranoid, maybe a little schizo. You have to identify yourself with a passcode or he'll shoot you right there. Just tell him you're looking for some betting advice. Then he'll say the surest move is to bet on the house.
Right. Well, I'll keep that in mind.
Be sure you do. If you get this last job done, full access to my stash, at a discount even, just because I like you. Get moving, watch out for raiders, and do not lose that package. Good luck.
Okay. Is it here, I guess?
We still need a contractor on our Vault 22 project. Interested?
Yes, tell me about it.
Wonderful. Straight to it then. Have you signed the release forms? No? Doesn't matter. We'll keep that to ourselves. Vault 22. Where to begin?
I'm listening.
Imagine, if you will, the wasteland in bloom. Vast fields of corn that grow from seeds and produce their bounty in the space of a month. Orchards of trees, their branches weighed halfway to the ground, hung with fat, ripe oranges, a harvest that could feed a city or a nation. And all this, requiring no more than a few drops of precious water and the efforts of only a handful of human farmers. Impossible?
Nothing is impossible.
Precisely. Science has proven that truth 1,000 times over. But how many wasteland savages believe it? Present company accepted, of course. The bounty I described to you is no idle fantasy. It exists in primitive form only a few miles from where we stand. We need only reach out and unlock its secret. For that, the OSI needs you.
Tell me more.
Good. I thought I sensed a kindred soul in you, beneath the wasteland veneer. I believe that the inhabitants of Vault 22 unlock the secrets of vegetative growth. Plants are spilling from their gate. No one tends them. No one waters them. Yet they multiply and spread in all directions. Find the reason for this miraculous growth, and I promise you the OSI will see that you are generously compensated.
Alright, I'll do it.
Good. No need to check in with the NCR authorities. I can authorize your payment from OSI accounts. Vaults typically contain a server room on a lower level, where they would have backed up their research data. A computer room, you understand? Download all the information on the central server to your Pip-Boy, and you'll be certain to bring me any notes or samples that you find, won't you?
Anything else I should know?
I thought it was a fairly straightforward assignment. It's a simple question of retrieving the data, which shouldn't prove overly challenging. Downloading the data will be handled by your Pip-Boy. You might think of yourself as a mere means of conveyance. No insult intended, of course.
Okay, I had some other questions.
Oh? What might those be?
Tell me more about OSI.
The Office of Science and Industry. It's a rather expansive topic. I could talk for hours, but I'm sure I'd bore you. Suffice to say, we are the leading edge of the NCR. Our work focuses on practical matters: medicine, engineering, biology. The dam, for instance. OSI routes its energy supply to our cities in the West. That's only one responsibility of this office.
You said you were the director of OSI?
Director of the entire OSI? Me? If I didn't know better, I'd say you were trying to plant seditious ideas in my head. No, I direct our eastern operations. I've been responsible for squeezing unprecedented levels of power from the dam. I'm also confronting the problem of food production in what little spare time I have, but I've found some promising leads.
And you're doing all this by yourself?
Yes, with the assistance of my team, of course.
NCR has a food shortage?
Not yet, but our government understands the value of proactive thought. Our studies project an imbalance between production and consumption. Or, for a layman such as yourself, not enough food, too many mouths to feed. mass starvation in a decade or so.
What other responsibilities does this office have?
We aid some programs the Republic has sponsored involving sharecropper farms in the area. But those haven't panned out too well from what I hear. There have been complaints about the amount of water we're supplying. But those are just excuses for lack of diligence, I'm sure.
Do you control the dam from here?
Directly? No. But we attempt to maximize its output. You have no idea how difficult it is to provide power to an entire nation. I also have high hopes for our Helios 1 facility. Unfortunately, I can't say the same for the 2 scientists who are working there. So far, they've only managed to achieve 1% power output. I'd send help if I could spare the personnel.
What do you think of the NCR's chances against the Legion?
To be frank, I have no idea. I leave the fighting to Colonel Shu, and I expect him to leave the science to me. Too many people have opinions on things they know nothing about. And the more ignorant they are, the more opinions they have.
Fair enough, then. Goodbye.
Yes, goodbye.
Did Dr. Hildern... This really isn't any of my business, but... Did he give you a job?
Yes, he asked me to get some data from Vault 22.
I shouldn't say anything. I know that. But you're not the first person Hildern sent out to the vault. There were a lot of mercs, one after another. None of them came back. Then about a week ago, there was a scientist, Keeley. She's unusual. Not the sort of person you'd expect, but she's an absolute genius, and he didn't mention her? Not even her name? Or any of the other mercs?
Nope, didn't mention anyone else.
But now he's hired you, which means one of 2 things. Either he heard back from Keeley, and she failed, or he's given up on her. Listen, I make a fair wage, but I'm not rich, not by any means. Maybe my kind of money wouldn't appeal to your average merc, but I'm willing to pay you if you'll find Keeley and make sure she's safe. Isn't right leaving her out there. No idea if she's alive or dead.
Alright. I'll look for her.
I had a good feeling about you. Moment you walked in. I mean it.
I have some questions.
Of course. Anything.
What can you tell me about this Keeler?
Keeley's brilliant. An absolute genius. She plays at being mean, but it's all a front. When you've lived as long as she has, you get defensive around new people. Who wants to make a friend when you know you'll outlive them?
Yeah, that's fair enough. Exactly how old is she?
I couldn't get her to say, but she talked about the war. The Great War, when the bombs fell, like she'd been there. So, I'm guessing pretty old. 200 years? Maybe more.
How did those 2 get along?
Like a Brahmin and a Deathclaw, though I'm not sure which would be which. Bad analogy, maybe. They're both Deathclaws in their way. Keeley hates Hildern. She says he's more politician than scientist, and gets in the way of true discovery. And Hildern hates Keeley because... well, because every time they meet, she makes him look like an ass. In front of important people, usually.
What's your role here?
Head researcher. Mostly on the dam project, but I help out on other things when they need me. Gotta be flexible.
Uh-huh. What do you think of Dr. Hilda?
The director? He's very well-spoken and knowledgeable.
Seems focused on resource, maybe not so much on people.
He's not what you'd call warm, unless he wants something from you. And even then, it's kind of a cold warm.
Yeah.
Most of the time, I focus on the science and try to forget him. He doesn't get mixed up in any actual work, though he tells people that he does.
So it takes credit for your work.
He sure does. Everyone knows it. I've just got to endure this job until the project is finished. But abandoning Keeley, he crossed a line. Taking credit for other people's work is one thing. Sending people to die in the waste is another. If Hildern tries to recruit any more mercs, I'm gonna warn them. What can he do to me? I'm the only one who can run this lab.
Yeah. I hear the food around here is pretty bad.
It's foul, to tell the truth. Most people try to get what they can from the outside, even if it's just a smuggled candy bar now and then. Contreras is a genius. He can find almost anything you'd want. Takes caps to get him motivated, though. He won't do a thing for free.
Fair enough. Okay, goodbye.
Right. Stay safe.
That's with me.
All that for a rat.
Howdy.
I can't say much, I'm like that with spiders. Right. So. Where are you? Keller.
What do you want?
You seen a guy named Price around here?
We work together. I'm handling his deliveries for the moment while he handles a business opportunity that came up.
Oh. You like gambling? Well, I'll come back when he's around. I'm looking for some betting advice.
What? Look, do you have something to drop off or not?
Come on, guy, you're no merchant. You've got a ranger all over you.
What? How the hell did you figure that out?
The way you stand, your weapon, even your armor is fitted in a military fashion.
Hell, thought I'd done a better job than that. Well, if that's how it is, you can call me Ranger Keller. Price is in deep with the NCR for supplying drug ingredients to the local gangs. He's currently being held for questioning. What is your business with Price?
Nothing. I just told he was a local merchant that I should check out, that was all.
All right. If you hear anything, report it to myself or Lieutenant Boyd immediately. We need to track down his source.
Okay.
Help me out!
That's him not taken care of.
Won't have to worry about those fiend assholes for some time now, huh?
Red loose here.
I'd remember if I had seen you here before. I'm sure of it. What do you want?
You have big eyes. What is this place?
The clamor of our bloodthirsty crowds reaches every corner of the wasteland. But I'll pretend that your ignorance doesn't offend me, stranger. This is the Thorn. Here's where the strong make a name for themselves, and the weak are fed to the jaws of hell. You can bet on the contenders. Or, if you have what it takes, be one of the contenders. Be warned. The Thorn demands respect. Break the rules, or offend me in any way, and I'll gut you open for all to see.
Okay. Tell me more about the Thorn.
What do you want to know?
What are the rules?
The rules are simple. My creatures fight for our pleasure. You can bet on a contender and earn double if you choose the victor. But you can get a bigger share if you risk your skin in the Thorn. Win a fight, and I'll give you a meaty cut of the earnings. I won't tolerate anyone that interferes with the fights. Offend me, and your blood will be the next to spill. Other than that, anything goes.
What's fighting in the next match?
Fiend prisoners will fight for their lives against Night Stalkers.
I want to fight.
And I won't stop you, stranger. What's the name of your death wish?
Giant rat scorpions.
Giant rad scorpions make deadly opponents. How many can you take on, stranger?
Three of them. Bring it on.
The crowd loves your bravery. Get to your cage and ready your arm.
Oh, so I get to use my weapons anyway. Come on. I mean, that was easy enough. Ah, okay. Got a light shining on you. Would you look at that?
Well done, stranger. Here's your share. Welcome back, stranger.
Tell me more about the form. Do you set up custom fights?
My creatures are expensive to find, expensive to raise, and expensive to maintain. If your pleasure is to see them bleed at your will, I'll oblige only after my costs are covered, stranger. Those costs will change depending on your choice of fighters. Also, I'll only allow fair fights in the Thorn. I'll help you set up good matches. You pay, you bet, and I bring you the most delightful spectacle on this world. Are we clear?
Okay, what's fighting in the next match?
A rare fight. Deathclaw against fire geckos.
That doesn't sound fair. Okay, I want to ask you other questions.
I'm
Questions about Westside?
Ask and you might get an answer.
Is it part of New Vegas?
New Vegas has many faces, stranger. Despite everything, it shall never be whole. When the land hunts you, when fighting for survival is the norm, your neighbors become either saviors or enemies. Westside is a part of New Vegas, just as much as it's a part of the wasteland. In the end, stranger, we need them both to continue making our fate.
Okay, how do people manage to survive?
Westside attracts all sorts of travelers, including merchants and farmers. They come here to exchange their goods or to seek protection. Our community provides enough food, clothes, weapons, and medicine to encourage trade and to arm our defenses. The Thorn demonstrates, beyond anything else, that we're self-sufficient. Our desert blood has overcome even the strongest beasts of the wasteland.
Okay. Tell me again about the relationship.
Westside is a part of New Vegas, just as much as it's a part of the wasteland. In the end, stranger, we need them both to continue making our fate.
Okay. Someone else? Tell me about you.
What's on your mind?
What's your take on the state of it? How did you become master of the Thorn?
The Thorn is my master, not the other way around. I live to make our kin able to transcend their limitations.
What the fuck?
Our land is harsh and hostile. Our lives are cheap and fragile. Death is our assured fate, striking when least we expect it. The Thorn awakens us to the truth. Here we escape from our bonds and choose the moment of death against the will of destiny.
Great, it's a fucking death cult. What's your take on the state of affairs?
The land does not care about petty squabbles among lesser men. I don't care about that either. In the end, the people of New Vegas will continue to live and die here. It matters not who their self-appointed master is.
There's nothing lesser about what I can do in private.
Bold, as it pleases the Thorn and me.
Ah,
But it does take more than that to earn my admiration. You speak like a hunter, yet only actions prove one's worth. The thorn requires a tribute of blood, and so do I.
okay. How can I pay tribute?
Think you have what it takes? All right. Prove your worth, and I'll reward your service. The thorn needs newborn specimens that will one day grow to honor us with their blood. Bring me 12 giant mantis's eggs. If you accomplish this, I might gift you with greater tasks in the future.
Where can I find them?
You'll find egg-carrying mantises in the wasteland. But a wise hunter would search at a mantis's breeding ground, like the nearby ruins of Vault 22.
Okay, I'll find the giant eggs for you.
You've got yourself a deal. So long, stranger.
Stay out, the plan to kill. Well, looks like I'm going in there. I don't know why I've done that. Alright, we're in the best vault in the game, yay!
I'm no botanist, but I think this may not be entirely natural.
Real. Vault 22 Expedition, Entry 1. Oh shit, no, that's Entry 2. Entry 1. I've established a temporary camp. The entrance of the vault, power inside is minimal but still running, and I've managed to hack into one of their security terminals. The logs show several people have entered the vault over the past few months, but none have left. It's getting late, so I'll resume the expedition in the morning. Keely out. So this is Keely. Oh shit, I keep on pressing that one. This is Keely. The growth in the interior matches the exterior to a T. It's a little surprising given the scarcity of sunlight in the entrance room, but even more surprising is that it seems to originate from further below. Maybe that fool Hilda was onto something after all. Since my pit boy is on the fritz, I'll try to keep a running log of my discoveries in whatever computers I can find and collate the data before leaving. Repair the elevator. I'll leave it alone for now. Right, so we're going to be in here for about 2 hours. Let's explore the lab. Entry 3. This level seems to have been devoted to the study of atmospheric effects on plants. with a concentration of producing plants with high oxygen yield. Given the problems these vaults were known to have, it sounds like a reasonable avenue of research. 4. It's strange, but some sections of the machinery down here appear to have been modified for some unknown purpose. The restraints regarding oxygen content and systematic pressure have been bypassed. I know I said content wrong, but I've been hearing a strange chittering sound for some time now, and finally discovered its source. There's some kind of giant mantises that have taken up residence in the vault. I almost ran smack into one I almost ran smack into one the other day, but the creatures don't appear to react to my presence at all. Perhaps the others sent here ran afoul of the creatures, but I can't see how a few scattered insects could pose much of a problem.
Can't run from me.
So I need to get over there.
Glad that's over.
Check inventory. Okay. Yeah, I need to get over there. Move, bastards. Nope. Noise complaint. Can maintenance look into the ductwork here on level 2 again? I know you guys took a look at this last week, but I swear the noise is back. I even have other people that can back me up on it this time too. Okay. Is that it? That's all there is here, I'm guessing. Alright, down the stairs. Food production. What the fuck? Oh, holy shit. What the fuck is that? Spore carrier. Entry 6. I finally found some of the bodies of the scientists that lived here. They appear to be overgrown with some form of lichen. They blend in so well with the other growth that I walked right by several of them without even noticing them. I've taken the proper precautions, but the lichen doesn't seem to be contagious, at least to ghouls. Entry 7. This level appears to be where they perform most of the research the NCR is interested in. I've been able to collect a little, but the vast majority of the data from the research done here is inaccessible. I'll have to find the main backup and download from there. Security request. Assistant Mothers went into the caves at 1846 today and still hasn't returned, requesting security escort for science personnel to conduct a search. Medical emergency. We need a medical team up here now. Dr. Peters just returned from with one of the security escorts who is horribly wounded. When I asked him where the other security officer was, he just paled and shook his head. In the meantime, Dr. Bailey has ordered that the door to the cave be sealed until a further investigation can take place. Is anyone down there? Security is trying to hold off. Well, I don't know what they're trying to hold off. Please send security up here at once. With Dr. Bailey watching over his sick wife and daughter in their quarters down in the common area, I'm officially in charge of this level, and I am requesting security at once. Cave door access terminal. Disengage lock until further notice. The door is sealed. Access denied. Contact admin for clearance. Okay. This is just that room there. Alright. Ah! Food additive. Status report 9228. It was continue to improve. If you want to read that, you can. Yep.
Got him spotted.
Oh dear. I didn't even see. I was like, where the fuck are they coming from? You're there now. Spore carrier. What the fuck are you going after?
All clear.
Hey,
Company.
Okay. Just appears to be mantises there. Search ash pile. Or mantids. Which I believe is a plural term. So we need to go downstairs. Bastard. Alright, common areas. Nothing in here. Overseer's terminal. Unlock crew quarters, unlock data backup, and unlock cavern access. Oh, override engaged at door side.
Careful if we go off the road.
We are well far off the road already. Okay, I don't want to go downstairs yet. Explore all this area first. Yep. Expedition Entry 9. I guess no one will miss this ridiculous trivia game. The questions weren't even that hard. It looks like this is where most of the people were when they died. The medical reports I found suggested that most of them succumbed to some kind of airborne infection. I'm going to see if I can convert some of the grow lamps to UV spectrometers to test the air for contaminants. Entry 9. After numerous attempts, I found a range that highlights the particles in the air that I believe killed everyone in this vault. Preliminary tests showed to be spores of some kind. I set up spectrometers on several of the levels now, and the concentration appears to increase in the lower levels. At this point, I'm concerned that the plants here may constitute a danger to the people of the NCR. Well then. There is alcohol here. Okay, let's go. Right, so stairs. Ah, right, yeah. So this way. So where was the stairs? There. Lower level. Utilita. Oh, microfusion cell, yes please. Claymore. Want to read these, you can. No, I'm not. I really fucking hate vaults. Cave door keycard. Oh, hi. Oh, bastard. Oh no. Oh wait, you're still alive. Okay.
Contact.
Kill the child. I can't sleep in this bed for some reason. Let me guess, Vault 22 jumpsuits. Yep. Don't really care for them. Fuck it, I'll take one. Let's go. One sec. So I need to find out how to get to that for pest control. Although I got the cave security key card, which means I could probably just go back to it and open it. I know obviously I have access to the elevators, but fuck it, because the elevators are just going to confuse me even more. This way. This way, yep. Disengage, access granted. Right. Okay, no.
Looks like break time's over. I guess that could have gone worse. Guess we made it.
Is it this one? Yeah, so this is the one for the Brotherhood quest. Here we go, got the cartridges. Right. So now I need... Wow. Alright, come on. Let's go deal with these lot. Pick up giant mantis eggs. Here we go. Right then. Let's go down here. Jesus, it's lagging a bit. What's going on?
Contact.
If you want to read that, you can.
You're mine. Looks like break time.
Glad that's over.
Yay, got the AR-14 prototype. I've got the unique laser rifle from here. Come on. Alright, is it gonna lag again? Yeah, the frames are dropping a bit. Only a tiny little bit. Trying to say, you're gonna die or what, you little bastard?
Uh-oh.
Spotted.
Got him
What a
spotted.
shame.
Jesus, look at all them spores. Move. When I get in full contact with the TSC again, we need to fucking burn this place.
Guess we made it. What a shame.
Alright, so that's the terminal. Now I need to look for the professor. So what was this hard door? Hard lock. You.
I guess that could have gone worse.
Sweet time. I suppose the NCR sent you?
Yeah, Angela Williams asked me to come find you.
She's such a dear. Not like that pompous little pedant she works for. But that's neither here nor there. These plants have gotten completely out of control. I've got a plan to deal with them, but I'll need your help.
I'll be glad to help.
Good. Meet me on the second level, and I'll explain what needs to be done.
Okay. Download research data. There we go.
See? Just because it doesn't shoot lasers doesn't mean it's not worth looking into. We can do amazing things with this data.
What's this? Did you do these repairs? Not bad. Not bad at all. Saves me time, I guess. See you upstairs.
See ya. Second level. Dr. Hilden, where are you? Hello.
Good, you're here. Ready to begin?
Sure, how can I help?
Time is of the essence, so I'll be brief. This place is filled with spores that are toxic to humans, and we need to get rid of them. I've pumped the vault full of a highly flammable gas that, once ignited, should destroy the vast majority of spores. There's one problem, though. The gas becomes semi-inert on exposure to oxygen, meaning the gas will have to be ignited close to where it's being introduced. I need you to find the vents where the gas is being pumped and ignite it. Oh, and survive the resulting blast.
Yeah, sure. Any idea where these vents are?
I set the gas to pump into the 5th level since that's where the concentration of spores was highest. I'd start looking there. Typically, these vaults use circular vents in their air circulation systems. Look for a wall with 2 of them almost side by side. There's one just around the corner outside this lab if you need an example.
Okay. How exactly do I ignite it?
In the area where the gas is active, any kind of fire or explosion should do the trick. Hell, even lasers would do the job. If you don't have anything like that, I've got some grenades in my bag in the corner that you can use.
Blast?
Yes, there'll be an explosion when the gas is ignited, but I'm sure you'll be fine. Now leave me to my work.
Sounds dangerous, I'll do it.
Good. Return to me when it's done.
Okay. Right, there's the spores. You guys have survived. You're alright. Stop moaning. Come on, let's go. Oh shit, I am almost dead. How many stim packs do I have left? 37. Okay. Where are you? Hello.
Ah, good. You survived. I was beginning to think you hadn't. You'll be pleased to know that the spores should no longer be a problem. Now all that's left is to ensure that none of this ever happens again. The research that led to these abominations must be erased.
What needs to be done?
I've managed to create a connection to the Vault's backup system from here. I just have to remotely delete all the files, and we're done here.
Will it take long?
No, it shouldn't take all that long. Just a few more moments, and that's strange. The system says that the files were accessed recently and copied to an external source. You wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you?
Actually, I copied the files Hilden sent me to get them.
Yes, that sounds like something he'd do. Well, there's nothing for it then. Those files need to be erased. Hold out your arm and I'll have it done in a flash.
Deleting those files makes it more likely that this will happen again.
How do you figure that?
Science isn't just about success. Failures are just as important.
I suppose the data here could serve as a warning to other scientists. Tell them what paths of research not to follow.
Exactly. Without that knowledge, something similar is bound to occur.
All right. You convinced me. Take the files back to that buffoon. You make a good point. But I still honestly hope you know what you're doing. I've unlocked the door, so you're free to run along now. Although it pains me to say it, I wouldn't have made it out of here without your help. If you're heading back toward McCarran, tell Dr. Williams that she has my thanks as well.
Okay, well, what are you doing now?
Don't mind me. I have to wrap things up here, gather my gear, that sort of thing. I'll be leaving soon enough.
Has your research turned up anything interesting?
A few things here and there. But a lot of the data has been corrupted, and all of the live samples have been contaminated by the spore plants. One interesting thing I found is that one of the chemicals secreted by the spore plant serves as a mild stimulant when ingested by humans. As far as I can tell, it has no side effects or addictive properties. Aside from the inherent psychological ones, of course. Now that I think of it, there was a Corporal Farber back in McCarran who'd probably be interested in it. There's a sample of it around here somewhere.
Okay. I've already, thingied it. The food additive. Ouch! Shut up! Veronica, I wanted to talk to you about things.
What's up?
Tell me about yourself.
I like long walks in the desert and candlelit metal workshops.
Okay. How best to use your skills?
I like punching things, but sometimes shooting things just has to do.
Anything else?
Yeah. I've been taking things apart and putting them back together since before I said my first word. You want to build something? Talk to me, and we can do it right there on the spot. Workbenches are for novices. Who knows? I might even be able to show you a Brotherhood trick or two.
Okay, what questions I wanted to ask you. Tell me about the Brotherhood of Steel.
It pays like ass, but it's hard to get other work with my skill set. What do you want to know?
What was their purpose?
Good question. These days, it's hard to say. Once upon a time, it was about technology, controlling it so it couldn't destroy us again. Energy weapons and power armor are usually tops on our list, although I appreciate anything that's vintage. But that all seems so limited now. We haven't grown or adapted, and now we're stuck in a hole, not carrying out our mission.
How did you get to be a member?
More sexual favors than I can even count.
Makes sense.
I am still tired from it. No, actually, you're born into it. My parents, their parents, so on. When you're young, you can choose to leave, but it's home, so most people don't. We don't take on new members, really. You can do the math on our long-term prospects based on that point. I keep hoping we'll change that.
What do you do for them?
I'm a procurement specialist. Like I said, it's basically grocery shopping, except sometimes the groceries are scavenged parts and arcane technology. The elder who brought us to the Mojave, Father Elijah, usually had me looking for these old memory units, but he'd never tell me what they were for. Nowadays, I'm usually sent to do business with traders at places like the 188, but sometimes I think it's just to keep me out of everyone's hair.
Do you like being a member?
I know sometimes I sound like I don't. I know. But there's something that still rings true to me about our code. There's an honor to it. We're protecting people. Even if it's from themselves. It's a good cause. We just lose sight of the big picture sometimes. Treat all our practices with the same sacredness.
Okay. What's Codex?
Ah, the Codex. If it's in there, we have to abide it. If it's not important. It documents our history, too. Part of what scribes like me do is update it. I wonder... Nah, they'd probably catch it if I rewrote the Founder's axioms.
Does the Brotherhood does the Brotherhood protect people from raiders or other threats?
No. We only protect people from themselves, and only in the sense that we don't let them have the really good pre-war toys. And sometimes it's more like we protect ourselves from them and hope to outlive them and become humanity's sole heirs. We've had people go rogue, though, and start helping people. One chapter had a small civil war over it. We take our isolationism seriously.
I know about that chapter as well. Who's Father Elijah?
He was our elder when we came east. A wizard with technology, really. His mind just worked that way, naturally. I learned a lot from him. But he started having disagreements with the other elders. The Brotherhood's interest is in old technology. He wanted to explore developing new tech. And there were other ways he wanted to push, other weapons, ones with ethics questions attached. Rather than deal with him, they sent him east.
Fair enough. Why is Brotherhood interested in Nevada?
It was a dam, really. We'd heard rumors it was working. Figured we could claim it, put it to use. And it may also have been partly that our elder at the time had worn out his welcome. Didn't end up mattering. We got sidetracked at Helios 1, and the NCR took the dam in the meantime. We're still after it, though. In theory.
Huh, okay. How do you feel about the other members?
I called them family before. That's not far off. Both the good and the bad. It's like a big, unending family reunion in that bunker. There's people you love, people you'll never speak to again, and it's always awkward when you run into someone you used to date.
Never mind.
Darn it. I had some spectacular answers coming, too.
I always love her fucking answers to things.
This better not be about the meaning of life.
It's just so funny. Ever heard of a guy called Benner?
Sure. He's one of the hotel managers on the Strip. He comes up in the news now and then. Him and the other chairman run the Tops. It's one of the nicer hotels. Or so I hear. Elder McNamara wouldn't shell out for a passport for me, so I've actually never been to the Strip. Why do people get so cheap when they get old?
Serious? Questions I wanted to ask.
Well, when two people really love each other, you really don't know this stuff yet?
No, I don't. Know anything about New Vegas?
Yep, it's your typical city layout. Rich people in a gated community surrounded by extreme poverty. House gave the area around the Strip to the locals, but he has no interest in it, so he ignores it entirely. It just needs new management. I'd love to see the Brotherhood do it, but since the Codex doesn't say clean up Freeside, no one listens to me. Bunch of sticklers.
Some questions.
Ooh, do I get a prize if I answer right?
Yeah, you do. What do you think of the NCR?
I'm worried they'll be the death of the Brotherhood. They take what they want. We defend our interests to the death. But there's a handful of us and tens or hundreds of thousands of them. So it's not going to end well. Last time we clashed, we lost a lot of people. Retreated to our bunker. Now we're afraid to even move around during the day.
Funnily enough, they actually have a population of over 1 million, so, you know, fun times. Sorry, yeah, more questions.
I was told we wouldn't be tested on this.
Yeah, well, you are, and you're currently failing. Any thoughts of Caesar's Legion?
Silliest dressed band of raping, slaving marauders you'll see east of California. I'll say that. Where's that touch of old world class? Although, I hear the soldiers mount each other as much as they mount their women, so maybe they did keep a little something from the Empire. No such privilege for the women, though. Figures. So, to answer your question, they're a bunch of hypocritical jerkwads. It's a word.
Yep, fair enough.
A lifetime supply of fancy lad snack cakes, revenge against my enemies, and world peace. In that order.
Never mind. Tell me about yourself.
My favorite subject.
Yes. What are your goals?
I want a dress.
A dress?
Yeah, a good one. Something elegant and classy, you know? But still stylish. Something that's eye-catching and sexy, but also says, don't fuck with me. I keep hoping I'll come across some old-world designer gown when I'm scavenging, but it never happens. Maybe I should move back to California.
So that's your goal. You want a nice dress.
Hey, you try getting a date wearing scribe robes. Might as well be wearing sweatpants. I just like them, you know? They make you feel like a woman. Those ladies, before the war, they knew what they were doing.
Okay, tell me something else about you.
Can I make it up?
I mean, what am I gonna do if you do? Like, be like, no, that's wrong. Who's Father Elijah to you, anyway?
I would say he was my tutor, but that doesn't cover it. After my parents passed, he looked after me. The whole Brotherhood brought me up, really, but he made sure of it. I never had a grandfather, not that I knew anyway, but Elijah was in some ways what I'd imagine a grandfather to be.
Okay. Did you follow him from California?
It was by his request, actually. He cleared it with the other elders. Somehow. They sent him to look into the dam. There was a time when I'd have begged to follow. Watch him at work.
What changed?
He did. For years, he fought with the council, taught me to question our direction. Meanwhile, he'd become more out of touch than all of them. On our way east, he demanded we stop at Helios 1 to examine it. While we were there, we received word that the NCR had taken the dam. He was furious. Called it children playing with a bomb, but he was mad because we'd lost its power. What we'd use it for. He didn't even care.
How is that different from any other elder?
They're cautious. When they discover something, they respect it, learn its limits, consider how to preserve it. Used to drive Father Elijah crazy. He liked to learn limits too, but only so he could push them. That's not to excuse the other elders, though. They all covet technology for its own sake. Some are just more fanatical than others.
Ever tried to talk some sense into him?
Yeah, I did. I couldn't help him. He just didn't listen, and the idea that people talk back to him... If he could have made the Brotherhood act like machines, ordering them around with the push of a button, he would have.
What did you learn from him?
Elijah could look at an old device and immediately understand what made it work. And he could see its potential, where it fit with other technology. It's not something he could teach, but he tried with me. Some of it stuck. But that's what he taught me. You ask what I learned from him.
How's that different?
I learned what I don't want to become.
Fair enough.
In the end, there was just him and his vision. Nothing and no one else.
Were you close?
Yeah. I miss him.
Where is he now?
I don't know. Last time anyone saw him was in the battle at Helios 1. I wasn't there. He gave orders to hold the plant until it could be reactivated. But he ran out of time. The NCR overran it. Everyone thought he was dead. But I got a note from him at a comm station. That's how he liked to talk, even to me. He wasn't good at face-to-face.
Oh, what was in the note? Tell me.
It was... strange. Even for Father Elijah. He's always been unstable, but this was... something else. I don't want to say delusional, but I don't know what else to call it. The only thing familiar about it was the signature. He said the Brotherhood was doomed, but that he'd return, save us. But the way he said it... I don't know. Said he'd return with one of the greatest treasures of the old world. Make the Mojave like it was meant to be. Wipe the slate clean.
Oh. Okay. Tell me about something else.
Like what?
Do you have any other family in the Brotherhood?
Just my parents, but they haven't been around for a long time. Dad was a paladin, Mom was a scribe. They died in the same battle, trying to hold off the NCR from... something. I don't remember what it was. Guess it seemed important at the time.
Tell me something else.
Like...
Ever been in love?
Ever been nosy?
No.
I was, once. We were pretty young, but I like to think it was love.
Huh. What happened?
She left the Brotherhood. Wanted to put some distance between herself and her parents. Since our membership isn't open to outsiders, some members think that obligates all of us to procreate. You can guess which camp her parents belong to.
Yeah, you didn't go with her?
No. Couldn't bring myself to leave everyone else behind. Couldn't convince her to stay, either. I'd hoped love would be enough to influence her decision, but it wasn't. We were both too stubborn. I don't know where she is now, but I'm sure she's moved on. I still think about her, though. Once in a while.
Tell me something else.
Like...
Are you well respected among the members of Brotherhood? I don't think so. Not after the last group of people we came across.
If you take trying to keep me as far away from Hidden Valley as possible because I ask too many difficult questions as a sign of respect, oh yeah. That's not to say I don't get along with them. I just think they don't know what to do with me sometimes.
Oh, okay. Is there some place you wanted me to take you?
Nowhere specific. I just know there are a lot of groups who are actually doing well for themselves out here. I want to understand how and why. See them at work.
Okay. Stuff other things.
Ooh, got any juicy gossip?
Unfortunately, no. Let's go.
See you around.
Right, so... Now, I knew that Arcade Gannon is gay. However, Boone, I did not know that you two had a thing for each other. I'm gonna just leave you to it. Hello.
Welcome back, stranger.
Let's talk about the eggs.
Do you have good news for the Thorn?
Yes, I brought the mantis eggs.
Good work, stranger. The Thorn will nurture these eggs until their hatchlings are ready to bleed for us. Here's a compensation for your service. I trust that we're in agreement over it.
Who else can bring you so many eggs intact? I deserve a bigger reward.
You speak the truth, stranger. And the Thorn lives by the justice that honor and strength dispense. Here's a more fitting sum.
Is there anything else I can do to help?
Bring me a dozen rad scorpion eggs. I'll see to it that you're rewarded fairly.
Where can I find them?
The eggs I seek are not easy to find, stranger. Your best chances are in the mountains north of Good Springs and west from Quarry Junction.
Okay, I'll find the eggs for you.
You've got yourself a deal. So long, stranger.
Right. Hello.
Keeley just called in. You should have heard the director. But wait up. Now look here. She wouldn't let him finish a sentence. Just reamed him out for sending all those people to the vault. I've never seen his face so red and twitchy. Thanks for keeping her safe. Here's the caps I promised. I knew I had a good feeling about you.
Yeah, thank you. 800, fucking hell. That's a lot. Dr. Hilden?
I received a pleasant call from Dr. Keeley. It seems we have you to thank for keeping her alive. Very charitable of you.
I brought the data from Vault 22.
Wonderful. Excellent work. Let me see it. It'll take a moment to decode on my terminal.
By the way, you never warned me how dangerous the place was. No problem, I can wait.
I think William's decryption algorithms seem to be working. Yes, here it is. The data is mostly uncorrupted. This will make the board of directors finally sit up and take notice. Here then, as promised, an agreeable sum payable upon delivery of the data. You've more than done your part.
Okay. I'd be careful with that data. You didn't see those plans of the vault.
Your concerns are perfectly understandable, but I assure you, they're entirely misplaced. We would never use technology that wasn't fully tested. We aren't some motley band of vault alchemists. We're with the government, for goodness sake. Have a little faith in us.
Of course, because governments are known for being very faithful. Yes. Hello.
Howdy. Looking for Chow?
This spore pod extract from Keeley should help him morale.
No shit. The stuff actually does all that, huh? I'll have to start testing this out immediately. This will really help keep the guys focused.
Okay, goodbye.
Come back soon now.
Contreras.
So you're back.
Price is being held by the NCR. A ranger replaced him.
Ah, shit. Well, please tell me you didn't hand him the package.
Of course not.
Thank God. You're gonna need to take him out. If McCarran hears I've been selling contraband, we're both dead.
He's looking to break up trafficking. Maybe there's money to be made here.
That might just work. Tell him I'll cut him in on a bit of the profit and help him track down drug dealers if he'll give me a pass.
Yeah, all right.
The last thing I need is a do-gooder ranger trying to take me down.
What do you want?
Contreras would like to work with you.
Really now? We had our suspicions about that man, but he's got so many shipments going so many different directions, it's been hard to track. What exactly is his offer? Does he realize bribing a ranger is a hanging offense?
Leave him alone and he'll share contact information.
He has himself a deal. However, if he tries to run or he continues to deal strategic assets with enemies, he's a dead man. Tell Contreras to expect to see me around more often. He better have a new bit of information when I stop in, or I'm reporting his ass to Boyd.
So you're back.
I convinced the ranger to work with you. You're safe, but be careful.
Good to hear. Well, I'd say you're officially invited to the big kid's table now. My stash is your stash. Oh, and I think you might get more use out of this rifle than I ever will. Enjoy.
Well, thank you.